Alright, I am here with a brand new pickup video with some cool new finds that I picked up recently. Last time I made a pickup video, probably I think 2 weeks ago now, and it wasn't so hot, kind of just lame random miscellaneous pickups. This week actually turned out real nicely for me, so I guess I will start out with something new and then jump right into my finds. I actually found stuff at garage sale, so first of all, I picked up Dragon Quest VII on the 3DS. Looking forward to start this up as soon as I finish the new Ace Attorney game. I'm like almost done with that one, so looking forward to start that up as soon as I do that. As well as I'll jump into these exchange finds I picked up. These are really nice actually. I saw these at a store kind of far away from where I live, not too far though, but I was in the area, so I decided to hit this up, and I found both of these complete in box Klonoa games on the GBA. Pretty nice. These are like mint condition pretty much, and they only wanted $7 each for them for some reason, which these are definitely worth more than that, so I was happy to pick these up in such nice condition. I like the Klonoa games. They're pretty good. I have the one on the PS1. The game's pretty good, so excited to see what those are like. Moving forward, a couple random garage sale finds. Red Dead Redemption, I think this was $2. I picked up. I don't actually have this, so I picked that up. As well as, oh gosh, I can't even remember where I found this. This was, I think, 50 cents or something ridiculous. Yeah, I think this was 50 cents for Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko for PS1. Not bad. And just kind of skimming through some of the more lame stuff as to get into the better stuff. Here's a couple Goodwill finds. This was $3 for White Knight Chronicles. So that's pretty cool. I hear this is pretty good. It's level 5 made it. Level 5 is pretty good. I can't remember if this one or the second game was the one that came out on Christmas Day for some reason. I don't know why they do that. Like, kind of stupid. Then this one was pretty sweet. This was at a Goodwill, I think, for $2. King of Fighters 98 on PS2. I hear this one's pretty good. All the King of Fighters fans kind of point to this one as like their favorite. I'm definitely not too into the series, but definitely picked that up just for $2. Good deal there. I'm gonna jump now into a sweet find from last week at the garage sales, and I will be right back. I pre-recorded that ahead of time so I could kind of get that stuff put away. So I'm going to jump into that, and I will jump right back to this pickup video. This was certainly a highlight, kind of just end of the season find. Didn't really expect much because it was kind of a rainy day, only a few garage sales going on, but I found this one on Craigslist that said like electronics and toys, so I decided to go to it. It ended up being pretty good, so I was pretty happy. I asked for games because they had some like PC stuff, but I was more interested, obviously, not in old PC stuff. So I asked her if they had any like NES or Nintendo, Sega, or PlayStation stuff, and she's like, "Oh, I have a box of that old stuff in the basement. Let me go see if I can find it." And she comes up a little bit later with a little box full of stuff. Pretty cool. I was looking through it. I was like, I'm gonna buy this pretty much immediately as soon as I saw it. I knew I was gonna pick it up. So let me just kind of go through the list here of what was in there. It was mainly Super Nintendo stuff, but there was also a little bit of Sega stuff and a little bit of PlayStation stuff. So I guess I got a little bit of everything there. So I'll start out with the first thing I saw that basically showed me that I was going to buy this lot. Nomad. Really cool. Pretty nice shape. A little scratches on the screen there. But pretty nice shape regardless. Dirty. You can see it's a little dusty here. I just got home with this stuff. So, but pretty cool. Pretty happy to see a Nomad. The only other Sega thing that came with that Nomad was the first Sonic game. So, you know. I came across a million copies of that one, but nothing too great. But I'm still happy to really see a Nomad there. I guess the only other thing in there was a bunch of random miscellaneous stuff that I was kind of just pulling out because I was like, I don't care. There was some DVDs in there and some CDs. I almost missed this one, but when I saw the PlayStation game, I just kind of grabbed it, not thinking. I didn't really care what game it was. I didn't even know what this game was. So it's called Dragon Seeds? Called Dragon Seeds. I didn't realize that apparently this game is like a $40 game. Someone will have to tell me if they know anything about this game, if it's any good or not, because it doesn't look like anything too spectacular, but the box art might be deceiving, so someone will have to tell me if that's any good or not. Then I guess I'll just jump into the Super Nintendo stuff. This here's the stack of stuff. I'll go through the stack of stuff I didn't have first, and then jump into the stack of stuff I already had. So they're a stack of 5 games each, so 10 Super Nintendo games in this lot here. Super Battle Tank 2, Spider-Man and the X-Men Arcade's Revenge. These had a lot of rental stickers on them, so I'm going to have to spend today cleaning that off. John Madden Football 93. Lemmings. And UN Squadron, which is supposed to be pretty good. I don't know if this is a little dirty at the top, or that's how the label is. I think it's probably just how the label is. It looks like clouds or something. The other 5 games, I'll go from worst to best here. Word Triss. Super WrestleMania. WWF. Mario World, of course. Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 here as well. So, good to see those. Always good to see those. Obviously, I can make my money back on this lot with just these 3 games. Because I haven't said yet, but I asked the lady how much she wanted for it, and she just kind of like said like 30. So I only paid $30 for this whole lot, which was pretty sweet. So I can make the money back on this whole lot, as well as I will sell the Super Nintendo that came with it. A little yellowed at the bottom, but nice shape, no chips or cracks or anything like that. The piece is in the power thing, so pretty nice shape, besides just a little yellowing at the bottom. It came with all the hookups and everything, no controller. The only other thing, I probably should have asked if they had any more stuff, because there's also an N64 Rumble pack in there. Maybe I should have asked if they had more PS1 stuff, or more Sega games, or more N64 games, or whatever, because this mainly seemed like just a Super Nintendo collection. I get the feeling that they had more than just this stuff. I probably should have asked, but I was just kind of excited to grab this stuff, so oh well. Pretty nice find there, especially for a rainy September day, so. Alright, moving on after that sweet find. That was definitely probably the highlight of these past 3 months, because I've definitely not found anything really great since like July, the beginning of July. So I guess moving on, I went to a garage sale. It started at 9, and I didn't have class till like 11:30, so I was able to hit it up. And I found a box PS2. They wanted $10 for it. The box isn't in great shape, and there's no cables or anything, which was funny because the guy told me it was like new, and I'm like, there's no cables in here, and it's not like new, but I don't know. I picked it up anyway. As well as I picked up an original Xbox from there for $2, and then when I plugged it into my Xbox cable, like power cable, it started sparking, and then it's like burned the insides. It smelled really bad and like fried the system. So unfortunately I had to throw that original Xbox away that I bought, but it was just $2, I guess. No big deal there. Moving along here, what should I go into next? This was yesterday morning. I'm recording this on Saturday. This was from Friday morning. PS2 was from Thursday morning. This was from Friday morning. This was only $5, and it's pretty insanely good. A boxed Genesis, as you can see. Boxed Genesis system. Pretty nice. The box is in nice shape, except this mark here. So, really happy to get this. I like the back with all these sweet games, you know. So, pretty cool. I asked if they had any games. The guy was like, oh no, This is just an extra Sega Genesis we had. My kids play the other ones. So, oh well. But yeah, still sweet for a boxed Genesis. I actually don't have a Genesis box. So that's awesome. Really happy with that. And then continuing on after that really nice Genesis find, some pretty good handheld finds as well. This sale here had a GBA, or not a GBA, original Game Boy, in a bag with a couple games for, they wanted $6 for the whole bag here. So I grabbed that. Came with a couple manuals for the games. It came with manual for the system, and then it had the manual for Kirby's Dream Land, which was in there, so that's nice to get the manual for that. And Tetris 2 I had the manual for. And then as well in this was Mario Golf, which I did not have for the Game Boy Color, actually. I wonder if they had a Game Boy Color, because they did have a Game Boy Advance. I'll get to that, so that's probably how they played that. And then Q*bert. And then the pretty nice condition original Game Boy. Screen's like really nice, so that's cool to see. Back cover, everything, no corrosion. So that was nice to find. This bag, they had another bag with Game Boy Advance stuff, and they wanted, I think, $3 for this bag. Didn't have a charger, but it came with a really beat GBA SP. This is just a 001. But the screen's pretty nice. I'll have probably no trouble selling that, make some of my money back on this, which obviously I'll probably make more than my money back on it, but came with Mario Tennis and then March of the Penguins, which is weird, because I remember this movie, but it was like a documentary. I don't know how you make a video game off of that. Like, video game based off of a documentary doesn't exactly sound like the most interesting thing. And then finally, this for $3. I didn't actually have one of these, so I picked it up. They left the tape on here. Original, like, Fat DS, which is kind of awful. The screen, this is a nice condition, the screens and everything. I'm never going to use this thing, probably. Just to kind of have as part of the collection, I picked it up. The original Fat DS is like, I didn't get the DS till the Lite. The original Fat DS feels more like a prototype than anything else. It's and then they actually had this. They said they had one N64 game that I picked up, Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness, and I asked if they had any more, and she said she sold them all at her last sale. So I'm kind of annoying that I missed that, but not a big deal, I guess. I actually did not have that Miss Pac-Man, so another one to add to the 64 collection. Moving along here, I will get to, I guess, the stuff I found today. Actually, today is when I bought those Klonoas. And there's all the stuff I got at the garage sales, I suppose. Just a couple games here. Just rolled up on a sale, picked up Star Wars Jedi Outcast for the original Xbox. This is real nice shape and complete. So good to see there. As well as I picked up later at a different sale. Kind of like a stupid purchase, but I was at the sale. Their Craigslist ad said that they were gonna have Nintendo 360 games. So I figured they just did not have a comma or something, but they didn't have any Nintendo games at all. So I think maybe they thought that the Nintendo was the 360. But when I asked about Nintendo games, they treated me like I was super weird. Like, oh, we don't have anything like that. They had a bunch of 360 games, but I don't like the 360 a whole lot. So I usually don't look through 360 games, because I don't really care for the system too much. But I picked this one up, Connect Star Wars. I know this game's absolute garbage, but I picked it up because I have the 360, the R2-D2 360, and I have the box, and it's supposed to have this game in it, but it did not. So now I have it. I asked how much they wanted for it, because I can never find that game for like under $15 for some reason. I asked, like, I asked this kid, because the kid was the one that, it was his game, and this kid he was probably, I don't know, maybe 15 or so, and he was just so awkward, and I was like, how much you want? He's like, I don't know. He, like, wouldn't even answer me or, like, look at me or anything, and then when I was like, how about $4? I'm like, sure, and, like, it was, like, pulling teeth to get anything out of that kid, but, oh well. Yeah, not too bad, not a great find, but I made up for it, and plenty other finds, so I think I'm good. But that's it for this pickup video. pretty nice stuff. I mean, that obviously that whole lot I got for what, $30 I spent. The Nomad worked. It worked really well and everything, so that's great. That's going to be fun to play around with. And I actually went back to that sale to see if they had any more games, and they did not, unfortunately. I even asked. I was like, "You had like a 64 Rumble Pack and like a PS1 game. You didn't have anything else like that, right?" And she's like, "Oh no, I think my brother would be the one to have the rest of that stuff." So, oh well. I was in the area, so I just thought it would, clear my mind, I guess. But yeah, I was pretty happy to see that Nomad, as well as some other good finds here. But yeah, I guess the Klonoa find was pretty sweet as well. But yeah, I guess I'd like to thank you for watching. I guess this makes up for last time's pretty weak pickup video. I'd like to thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you would like to. And follow me on Twitter @ObjoGaming, and I will see you next time.